Hello, Noemi. Good morning.
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Is today your day off? Hi, Maricruz. Good morning.
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
How are you today?
Oh, very well. How are you? It's Saturday, so I'm
I'm
very happy.
very good. Did you work today? No.
No, today no.
Today's your day off?
Yes. Well,
That's great.
I have another job, so this week I it's like day off, but only this week.
Okay, so just for this week, you don't work today, but usually you do work?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, that's good. Okay, well, let's get started. And as you can see in today's agenda, we will see some structure strategies again, and then some structure practice. Only this time, I'm gonna go a little faster with the strategies and then just do like an overall practice. And we will continue with reading strategies as well and do some reading practice. Okay?
Okay.
So let's get started. Now, today I want to talk to you about connectors. Last class, we started to practice with sentences that have two clauses. And we review that each clause should always have a subject and a verb. Well, sometimes, as we saw last class too, these clauses are connected with conjunctions, with connectors. Last class, we practiced connectors for coordinating conjunctions, which are but, and, or, yet. Okay? But we have other connectors. And we have some that are called adverb time and cause connectors, which are after, as long as soon as, before, by the time, once, since, until, when, whenever, while. All of these show time relationships. And we have other that show cause relationships. The most common one is because, and the rest of them mean pretty much the same. They show cause and effect relationships as, because, as much as, now that, and since. Since and because are very, very similar. And typically, we will see this structure. We have one clause, a connector, and another clause. And as always, we need a subject and a verb in each clause. Like here, Teresa went inside, subject verb, because it was raining. We can also start these sentences with the connector. Because it was raining, comma, very importantly, in this structure, the comma will separate the two clauses. When the connector is in the middle, the connector is the one that divides the clauses. Okay, now let's do this exercise all together. Let's identify if the sentences are correct or incorrect. Okay, so please, Noemi Garcia, read sentence 3 and tell me if you think the sentence is correct or incorrect. Noemi, are you there? Noemi Garcia? Okay, let's see. Maricruz.
Okay. The citizens are becoming more and more incensed about traffic accidents whenever the accidents occur at that intersection.
Does this sentence sound like correct or incorrect?
I think it's incorrect.
Why?
I can see the connector.
There is no connector, right?
Okay.
Mhm. Let's go to number 4. Noemi Ochoa.
Yes.
Could you read number 4 and tell us if you
Uh-huh.
think the sentence is correct or incorrect?
The ground had been prepared, the seedlings were carefully planted. Um, Incorrect.
Why?
Um, mm,
Do you see any connectors in that sentence?
yes.
Which one?
Mm,
Like one of this, like because, after, as soon as, while, whenever.
mm, no.
No, right? We don't have any connector here. Maricruz, number 5.
We can start the conference now that all the participants have arrived.
Let's go back to the connectors. We have after, before, as soon as, when, whenever, while, as long as, because, now that.
For example, I don't know if it's correct because I can see now, but
Now that is a connector. So this sentence is correct.
correct.
Noemi, number 6, please. Noemi Ochoa, number 6, please.
Yes.
Thank
The
you.
building quite vulnerable to damage
Damage.
until the storm windows are installed.
Okay, now in
Mm,
this sentence, we have a connector. Do you see it? It's here, until. Now, do you think the sentence is correct? Is it complete? Does it have subject and verb on both sides?
mm, Correct.
Look, let's look at the first part of the clause, before until. It says, the building quite vulnerable to damage. Do you see any verbs, subject and verb here? If you see, we have like a long phrase, but we don't have any action. It says the building vulnerable to damage. What? Like what happened to it? Yeah, this sentence is incorrect. We don't have a verb in this part of the sentence, in this clause. We have here subject and verb. The storm windows is the subject, are installed is the verb. Let's go to number 7, Maricruz.
Once the address level for the package is typed, can be sent to the mail room.
Look, we have a comma here. That means the connector should be at the beginning of the sentence. Yes, like it shows here in our structure. Because it was raining, comma, Teresa went outside. So if I take this into consideration, do I have a connector at the beginning of the sentence?
No, there is no connector.
Let's see this word, once. Let's go back to my list. Do you see that word on the list? On
Yes,
here
teacher.
in the connectors?
Sorry.
It's
Once.
here, right? Once. So So the sentence is
It's correct.
very good. Number 8, Noemi. If you see we have a comma here, that means the connector will be at the beginning of a sentence. Do you see any connectors at the beginning of a sentence? Noemi or Maricruz?
Yes, teacher, at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Is this sentence correct or incorrect?
I think it's correct because it
Let's,
starts with because.
let's see if both sides have subject and verb. Because the recent change in work shift was not posted, okay, subject and verb. Several workers missed their shifts, subject and verb, missed, correct. Let's see number 9. The mother is going to be quite upset with her son as long as he behaves so much.
I think it's correct for
Looks
the
correct,
connector
right?
and the subject.
And the last one, it says, inasmuch as all the votes have not yet been counted, the outcome of the election cannot be announced.
I don't know, teacher, for example, sounds like correct, but it is always necessary that the comma or not always.
Yeah, the comma is necessary. So here would be a comma missing, right?
Okay, so it's
Comma,
incorrect.
the outcome of the election cannot be announced, correct. Okay. Now here we have other adverb connectors. We have some that show a condition, like if, in case, provided, providing, unless, whether. We have other that show contrast, like a very common connector that shows contrast is the word but. I went to the movies, but there were no more tickets. So all of this show that contrast, like the connector but. Although, even though, while, whereas. And we have other that show manner, a way, as, in that. And these, on the other hand, show place, where or wherever. And we will typically have this structure. I have one clause, my connector, and the other clause. Very similar to this one, right? Clause, connector, clause. Or connector, clause, comma, clause. Like this one, same. I have my connector, my clause, a comma, and my other clause. Yes, and it says, note, a comma is often used in the middle of the sentence with a contrast connector. Yeah, contrast connector. Let's see. Let's analyze these sentences and see if they are correct. Number 3, no one is admitted to the academy unless he or she the education requirements. Is this sentence correct or incorrect?
I think it's correct.
Let's see if I have subject and verb. No one is admitted to the academy. Okay, no one is my subject, is admitted the verb. He or she, the education requirements. Do you see any verbs here in this clause?
No, teacher.
No, right? This sentence is incorrect. Number 4. While most students turned the assignment on time, a few asked for an extension. Correct or incorrect?
I think it's incorrect.
Let's see if we have subject and verb on both sides. It says, most students turned the assignments on time. Subject, verb. A few asked for an extension. Subject and verb. This sentence is complete, is correct. Number 5, I will take you wherever need to go to complete the registration procedure. If you see this sentence is incorrect, I have here my first clause, wherever, that is my connector, and then it says wherever need to go. But who needs to go? Wherever you need to go, we need to go, etc. Incorrect. Number 6, I will wait here in the airport with you whether means if the plane leaves on time or not. What do you think, correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Correct. Providing the envelope is postmarked by Friday, your application still acceptable. If you see right away, I can identify that after the comma, I have no verb. Your application still acceptable. This sentence is incorrect, even though I have here my connector, providing, that shows a condition. I don't have a verb in the second part of the sentence. Incorrect. As the nurse already explained, all visitors must leave the hospital room now. Let's see. As is a connector of manner. What do you think, correct or incorrect?
I think it's correct.
Looks correct. This exam will be more difficult than usual in that it covers 2 chapters instead of 1. Let's see. If you see, we have the connector in that shows manner. Okay, so right away I see my connector. This exam will be more difficult than usual in that it covers 2 chapters instead of 1. This sentence is correct. I have a subject and verb, subject, it, and verb, covers. Last one. The snow had been falling all day long. Let's go back to my connectors. And I have here connector though. That shows contrast. And that means that I need to have a comma. The snow had been falling all day long, comma. Everyone got to the church on time for the wedding. What do you think, complete or incomplete?
Complete.
Correct. Okay, now answer these ones individually. Get a piece of paper, and then I'll share the answers in the chat.
So, teacher, in this case, the comma is not always necessary as the others Examples?
Usually, we insert a comma, like obligatorily, with contrast connectors, like but, and also with connectors like and or yet. Those are always necessary in sentences when we
Okay,
are showing contrast. But
thank you.
usually, like commas, mistakes would not be like in all questions. You will have to analyze more deeply if it has subject and predicate, subject and predicate. That's what you should really pay attention to, more than if there's a comma or not. Okay, for this time, let's just focus on subject, verb, and on complete sentences. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, I just shared the answers in the chat. Now compare your answers with the correct ones and let's analyze why. If you see number 1 is complete. Number 2, incorrect. Yes, it has an unnecessary connector. There you can omit or. The bills can be paid by mail by the first of the month. Or what? Yes, this is not correct. We need another clause to complete the sentence or eliminate or. Number 3, incorrect. It's missing a verb. Could be a problem occurred. Number 4, incorrect connector. The correct connector should be as soon as. We only have as soon. Number 5 is correct. Number 6, missing connector. Could be so. So the king has not returned. Number 7 and 8 correct. Number 9 incorrect. It's missing a subject. It could be while it is. Number 10 correct.
Teacher, can you repeat the number 8? Why is it correct?
Number 8 is correct. Nothing is missing. It says the trash will be collected in the morning, comma. So you should put the trash cans out. Is correct. Number 9 is incorrect because it's missing a subject. The subject could be it. It is possible for the airplane to take off while it is snowing so hard. Okay? Let's do another exercise. Okay, here are the answers of the first 4. And let's go to the next part. Okay, and I'm sharing the answers again. Now, any questions in this exercise?
Not yet, teacher.
Not yet? Okay. Can we continue?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, here's another exercise. These are the answers for the first four. Any questions here? Okay, let's go to the next one then. If no questions.
No questions, teacher.
Thank you. Let's go to the next one. Okay, and here are the answers of the exercise. Any questions?
No, teacher.
Good. So if there are no questions, then I'll continue. Okay. Now let's talk about noun clauses. Now, noun clauses function as nouns. They can either be the subject or the object in a sentence. For example, I know when he will arrive. In this case, the noun clause is the object of a verb. I know, you know what? When he will arrive. I am concerned about when he will arrive. Now, this is a noun clause as object of preposition because if I ask the question, you're concerned about what? About when he will arrive. Or we can have as the subject. We can have the noun clause as a subject. When he will arrive is not important. What is not important? When he will arrive. And typically, we have this structure when we use noun clause connectors. These are the connectors that we can use for noun clause, which are what, when, where, why, how, whatever, whenever, whether, if, that. And we would have, again, subject and verb, my noun connector, subject and verb. I know what you did. What do you know? Well, what you did. Or we can have the noun clause as a subject. What you did was wrong. I have what was wrong and you did. I have complete clauses, subject and verb, and subject and verb as a noun clause. Now, a noun clause connector can also be the subject of the clause, like this one. I don't know what is in the box. Here, the noun clause is the object of the verb and at the same time is acting as the subject of the clause. We are concerned about who will do the work. In this case, who is the subject of the clause. Whoever is coming to the party must bring a gift. Yes, all of this is the subject of this clause. And this is what the structure looks like. I have my subject verb, the noun connector, which is the subject, and a verb. Or I have my noun connector subject, verb, and another verb like this one. Whoever is coming to the party must bring a gift because all of this is like the subject of the sentence. We can also encounter adjective clauses. Now, adjective clauses describe nouns. So because it's describing a noun, it's right after a noun, like this one. The woman is filling the glass that she put on the table. I have a noun here and right away an adjective clause. Or I have this example. The glass that she put on the table contains milk. I have glass and right after the adjective clause. Now this is like the structure of a sentence with adjective clause connectors that can use the words whom when describing people, which when describing only things, or that which can be used for people or things. I liked the book, subject and verb, my connector, which you recommended. Or I can have this other structure. The book which you recommended was interesting. Okay? And this adjective clause is describing the book which you recommended. I like the book which you recommended is describing the book. And similarly to a noun clause, an adjective clause connector can be the subject of a clause. The woman filling the glass that is on the table. The glass that is on the table contains milk. And this will be the typical structure for adjective clause connector subjects. And we can have connectors who for people, which for things, or that for people or things. For example, she needs a secretary who types fast. In this case, who is the subject of the clause, who types fast. Or I can see examples like a secretary who types fast is invaluable. Now, let's analyze these examples to see if these are correct or incorrect sentences. It says, no one explained to me whether was coming or not. What do you think of this one? Do you think this is correct or incorrect?
Probably correct, teacher. Correct. Or
Incorrect?
complete. Yeah.
This would be an incorrect sentence because it's missing a subject. No one explained to me whether I, he, she was coming or not. Incorrect. Let's hit this one. The part of the structure that has already been built needs to be torn down.
Complete.
Looks complete. Number 3. The girl who she just joined the softball team is a great shortstop.
I think it's complete too.
In this case, the sentence is incorrect because if you see, we have the girl who she. Yeah, this is what is not correct. If we eliminated she, then we would have the girl who just joined the softball team is a great shortstop. The she is extra, this word. Let's see number 4. I have no idea about when the meeting is supposed to start.
Complete. I think.
Correct and complete. Number 5. We have been told that we can leave whenever want.
Incorrect or incomplete.
Whenever we want. The word we is missing. The racket with whom I was playing was too big and too heavy for me.
Complete.
Although it's complete, it's incorrect because whom is a connector that is used only for people. And in this case, we have the racket. The racket is an object.
It's
So we
true.
should have the racket with which I was playing was too big and too heavy for me. I will never understand that he did. What do you think? Complete, correct, incorrect?
I think it's complete.
Although this sentence is complete, like you said, the connector is wrong. I will never understand what he did. Yes, because we're talking about an
Okay.
action, what he did. Number 8, he was still sick was obvious to the entire medical staff.
I think it's incorrect.
It's incorrect because it's missing a connector. The connector that we can use here is that. That he was sick.
Yes,
Number
if
9.
I read, doesn't make sense.
That's right. Like if you read it and read it aloud and like something's missing, something's wrong. What is most important in this situation is to finish on time.
I think it's complete or correct.
Let's read again. What is important in this situation? It is to finish on time. If you see this, it is extra. If we eliminated it, it would sound correct. What is most important in this situation is to finish on time. And no, it is to finish on time. Because all of this is already the subject. What is most important in this situation? And the last one. The newspapers that were piled up the front porch were an indication that the residents had not been home in some time.
I think correct.
That's right. This one is correct and complete. Okay, now do this exercise and I'll share the answers in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sharing the answers.
Teaching, for example, in number two, the answer is D. And how can we? I was between letter C or D, and I select letter C. But
Let's see. It says scientists are now beginning to conduct experiments on how noise pollution trigger different sorts of health risks. Like you said, um, it sounds like how noise pollution can trigger sounds correct. However, always choose um, the one that is less wordy, that has like less words. If, if you see this one, how noise pollution trigger sounds correct. It would only use this one if you were giving like possibilities, like other possibilities, like there's another hint that tells you that you have to use can. Even though
okay.
both are correct, this one will be better. How noise pollution can. This one, no, because if you see noise pollution is a singular noun, so the conjugation would have to be triggers. How noise pollution triggers. That's why it's wrong. That's why we choose the one that says can trigger.
Oh,
Yep.
it's yeah. Thanks,
Mm-hmm.
teacher.
How noise pollution triggers will be the correct answer. So like those tiny details like can make a difference. Like I have to like both make sense. Now let's see if I put this one, what would not be correct? Oh, there, the verb. Any other question?
Not yet, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll continue. Let's see this one. I just realized that there are no options for question 5. I'm sorry for that. Now that I'm checking, sorry, when I cut the image, I took the options as well. Sorry for that. And I just shared the answers. Do you have any questions in this exercise? Okay, so if there are no questions, I'll go to the next one, which is the
Mhm.
last part. Thank you. The last part of today's class, which are some reading strategies. Now, last class, we focused on identifying the topic or the main idea in paragraphs. And what we said is that we can find main ideas, topic, sentence in the first line of paragraphs. Okay? So today we're going to talk about organization of paragraphs. In the reading section of the TOEFL exam, you will encounter questions in which you must identify the organization of ideas. Now, how can you identify these questions? Well, these questions will look like, how is the information on the passage organized? How is the information in the second paragraph related to the information in the paragraph? How is it similar? How is it different? Now, where can you find the answer to these type of questions? It can usually be determined, again, by looking at the first sentence of the appropriate paragraph, like this one. How is the second paragraph related to the information in the first paragraph? Then I need to pay attention to the first and second paragraph and determine what is the relation between one and the other. Now, how to answer? Read the first line of each paragraph. Look for words that show relationship among paragraphs. Yeah, like transition words. First, then, one consequence, in contrast, similarly. These words will tell you what is the relationship between one paragraph and another. Okay, and then we'll choose your answer. Let's do this example. And we have a question that says, how is the information in the passage organized? So without like reading all the text in detail, not just focusing like on the first line of each paragraph, let's see if we can determine the correct answer.
I think it's letter B.
Correct. The correct answer is letter B. Let's go to the next example. And we have here, what type of information is included in the first paragraph? So I should focus my attention in the first paragraph.
Letter B.
Correct? Letter B, a definition. And then we have here, click on the paragraph or choose a paragraph that describes the application of IQ. Paragraph 1, 2, or 3, the application. Now, if I use the strategy of reading the first line, I would quickly notice that it's in paragraph 3 because it says here, in practice. And in practice means that they will apply the knowledge. So it would be paragraph 3. Let's see another example. Here we have, how is the information in the passage organized? Now, if I use my strategy of reading just the first line or the first sentence in each paragraph, I can quickly discard incorrect options. Look, letter C says the process. Words that show processes can be like first, then, next, the first thing, the first step, step 1, step 2. Those words, those keywords show a process. And if you see in any of the paragraphs, I can identify those words. So right away, I can know that is not a process. Letter D says the reasons. Now, words that indicate reasons are like the first reason is, for example, one idea is, one of the reasons, to begin. And again, I don't see any of those words in the first lines. So right away, I'm left with the 50% of the options. I already eliminated 2, I have 2 more. And then I have here the word contrasting. Contrasting means showing the differences, which here the word although could be a distractor for this answer because I know that this word shows contrast, shows a difference. Okay, so then I'll read again my first line. Although the Great Salt Lake is fed by freshwater stream, it is actually saltier. Here, the contrast is in this same line. It's not a contrast with another paragraph. Then it says, The Great Salt Lake can vary tremendously from its normal size. So my correct answer would be letter A. Unusual characteristics of the Great Salt Lake are discussed. And then it says, click on the paragraph that says, where the Great Salt Lake City gets its salt. And right away, I know it's paragraph 2. It is actually saltier than the oceans of the world. Do you agree?
Yes,
Makes
actually,
sense?
I read all, but only be focused. I was focused on the first line, and I think it was easy, maybe for the team, the topic, but it's really easy if you discard the wrong answers and focus in general. If for example, I saw the 3 paragraph and check, for example, I see 2 characteristics, characteristics, and I check that. So, and at the same time, I check the letters, the number 6. Sorry, the number 6.
Correct. Very good. Let's look at another example. It says, choose the best answer to the questions. Number 1, what is the main idea of the paragraph, which is the skill that we practice on Wednesday? Number 2, how is the information organized? And remember that in both type of questions, we can find the answer in the first line, in the first sentence of the paragraphs. So don't invest a lot of time like reading with a lot of detail. Like read the first line and then skim quickly the rest of the paragraph and go to the next one. Read the first line and just skim quickly. Look for keywords in the following paragraphs, okay? Okay, so in this case, the correct answers are C and B.
Yes, teacher.
Let's do this one, which is a little bit longer. It says, which of the following expresses the main idea of the passage? Number 4, how many types of vaccines are presented in the passage? Choose a paragraph that discusses vaccines made from dead organisms. Click on the paragraph that discusses vaccines that do not contain the disease-causing microorganism. Now, in these 2 questions, choose keywords from the question to look in the text. For example, some keywords of this one would be dead organisms. So I have to focus on the paragraphs that talk about dead organisms. And in number 6, I will have to focus on the keywords like do not contain or microorganism. Okay, so let's do this one.
I finished, teacher.
Okay, and these are the answers. Number 3, C. 4B. Question 5 in paragraph 2. And question 6 in paragraph 3. Okay, well, if there are no questions, we finish for today, and I wish you a happy weekend.
Thanks, teacher. Have a nice weekend. See you.
You too. Bye-bye.